Ford Ranger 2.0cc, T9 model 2080 year of the car, liking diesel injector seal copper washer replacement, how to remove fuel injector. How to install fuel injectors. After changing the copper washer, how to start the car engine Ford Ranger. Please watch the full video, inshallah you will be able to. My best wishes and congratulations on behalf of this channel SCS Automotive. First let's look at the common symptoms and causes of fuel injector seal copper washer failure. These symptoms may include a rough idle or misfire, poor power or acceleration, poor fuel economy, increased emissions, fuel odor or smoke, and under the hood or fuel leaks. The ground. How to open the fuel injector wire sockets. To open the fuel injector, the injector wire sockets must be opened first. To open the fuel injector wire socket, first pull open the lock on the top of the socket, hold the plastic tab on the socket and pull outward to open the socket. Open all the sockets like this. Carefully remove all the sockets. Be careful not to waste time opening the sockets. After opening all the sockets in this way, keep all the wires on one side like this. Open the diesel overflow pipes of the fuel injector. How to open the overflow pipe. First, lightly hold the green plastic lock and pull it outwards, then pull out the overflow pipe. Be sure to mark all fuel injectors first when opening them, so that fuel injector numbers 1, 2, 3 and 4 are not interchanged during installation. Have marked this number 2 fuel injector and diesel fuel pipe. Fuel injector and diesel pipe number 3 and number 4 have been marked by pans. You must mark the fuel injectors as you can while opening them. I will open the diesel pipes coming from the common rail to the fuel injector. Use a size 17 spanner to open the diesel pipe. After opening the diesel pipes coming from the common rail to the fuel injectors will open. The fuel injectors are usually attached with a 12 mm size screw and a bracket lock. Remove the screw and bracket lock to open the fuel injector. And after removing the lock bracket, pull up the fuel injectors to open and remove them one by one. If the fuel injector is opened by hand in this way, it does not come out. Of course you can push the fuel injector up with a screwdriver and it will come out slowly. After opening the fuel injectors, first clean them thoroughly so that there is no dirt. Remove all old copper seal washers from the fuel injector and install new copper seal washers. I put the new copper washers on the fuel injectors. How to install fuel injector. After changing the fuel injector copper washers, I will now install the fuel injectors. Now I installed fuel injector number 1, 2, 3 and 4. I am installing the fuel injector number 3 and 4 and fixing it with the bracket screw, but remember to keep the screw loose so that the injector can be rotated. Do not tighten the screw fully. After that, I will install diesel pipe. Now I will install the number 1 and 2 fuel injectors. Install the number 1 and number 2 fuel injector retaining brackets and screws. The bracket screws holding the injectors should be loosened, and after the diesel pipes are fully tightened, the fuel injector retaining screws should be tightened, because if you first put the fuel after tightening the injector screws, it will be difficult to install the diesel pipe and there is a possibility of diesel leakage. I will tighten the pipes from the common rail to the fuel injector diesel as much as possible, with a spanner of 17 mm size. After tightening the pipes coming from the common rail to the fuel injector diesel, now tighten the screws of the fuel injector retaining bracket. Tighten the screws of the injector with a 12 mm spanner. Tighten the screws of the fuel injector retaining bracket well so that the fuel injector does not leak engine oil. If the engine oil leaks, white smoke may come from the exhaust pipe, rough idle or misfire, poor power or acceleration, poor fuel economy, increased emissions. Fit the overflow plastic pipe lock of the fuel injector. Injector overflow liner rings must be changed if there is a problem. After completing the installation of the fuel injector overflow plastic pipe lock, place the plastic oil cover box on top of the engine valve cover. Tighten all the screws on the top cover located above the engine valve cover to prevent engine oil leakage. I will put all the sockets of the fuel injector wires. Inserting the injector wire socket locks into the sockets will lock the sockets. Everything is complete and installed. Now I will enter the car to start the engine. Be sure to check the engine code before starting the engine. I will first check with scan computer to see if there is any fault code or not. To check the engine fault code, first turn the ignition switch to the on position. I will check the fault code of the Ford Ranger car. I will click on the Ford car logo. First I will check engine codes, so first I'll click on Diagnostics Automatic, then I will click on Powertrain System, then I will click on PCM/Powertrain Control Module. After clicking Read Fault Code, see No Fault Code. This car does not have an engine faulty code, but if your car has an engine faulty code, please clear it. Check the TCM/Transmission Control Module fault code. No fault code. How to start the car engine? Just check the fault code and clear the float code if there is any. No need to scan the computer and do any setting or anything. There are no fault codes, so I press the brake pedal and click the push start button to start the car's engine. InshaAllah, the engine starts with one click, but if your car engine does not start with one click, you have no reason to fear. Try at least 2 or 3 times to start. Of course, the engine will start, no problem. If you have any problem to understand after watching the full video, then comment. If you like the video, please subscribe the channel and encourage me to make new videos by giving a like on the video. After starting the engine of the car, you must check whether the diesel is leaking or not.